What's up, man? Sorry, so my computer died,
It's all good.
but we're back up.
So, so where were we? We were talking about the accountability, and I'm like I said, getting ready for a fight to win is for any competition. It's the work you put in to get in there, and it's so hard. It sucks. There's days I work a full day of work, and I'm like, man, I got to go in and get my ass handed to me for 3 hours. It's tough. But I know that I need to do these things to put myself in a better spot, to make sure that I'm ready.
Let me ask you this, man, because this is important. And don't tell me, and you usually don't, but don't tell me what you think I want to hear, and don't be as altruistic. Be as honest as you can be.
Yeah.
You're getting ready for these things, and you're like about to do that. What are your main motivations? Is it I don't want to get embarrassed. I don't want to lose. I want to win. What's the motivation?
I keep it simple. As you know, I try to do. I'm a very simple
I think
person.
you
I'm a simple ass.
have an option.
No, I don't.
Simplicity is your strong suit.
I want to. I started competing to say, especially, the whole time is, I want to know I don't suck. I don't know. Probably never be a world champion. I'll probably never win anything special. That's fine. I just want to know I don't suck. I want to know that all the work that I put in. I mean, I'm there every day, 7 days a week. When we're not in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, I'm there 7 days a week. And I have people that I work with that every day. I call them average people, the 99%, that are just like, how do you do this? I go, why wouldn't I do this? I put so much effort into it. I freaking love it. I mean, it's ridiculous how much I love getting strangled and getting beat up. And, you know, like I was talking to Tony, I think it was yesterday. We talked about it too, or whatever. I said, man, I haven't hurt in 2 weeks. I hate it.
Terrible.
It's terrible, but I just want to know that I don't suck. That when all the work that I'm doing, you know, like you say, a ship is safe in the harbor, but that's not what it's meant for.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things in the time and tide wait for no man. And you've popped that on us a couple times, uh, when we were getting our brown belts and stuff like that. It's true. I want to know that all the work I'm putting in is worth it. I'm not going to build a jet plane and just look at it in the garage. It's stupid. Why would I do it? I'm put all this effort into this. I want to know that, again, I just want to know I don't suck and that I can compete. And of course, everybody I end up competing against, 12 years plus younger than me. So that's,
It just makes it better. So, um, I just want to point this out, man, because there's a couple things at play here. One is you compete for validation and in a way, and to prove to yourself and to other people that you're legitimate, and that gets a bad rap. That gets like
yeah,
you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Man, shut up. I'm doing it for
yeah,
whatever reason comes to mind, and that's okay.
yeah,
Those who live in glass houses, right? So you've put yourself on some of the biggest stages for somebody who doesn't really compete that often. It's like when you do, it's like go big or go home kind of thing, right?
yeah,
But I gotta
that's
tell you,
true.
man, like I'm not a competitor. I was until I got hurt when I was a purple belt, and then 10 years went by. And one of the reasons that I did it again was because of guys like you.
Yeah,
No, like one of the things I love about what you do is like there's no guarantee you're gonna win. You know what I mean? And like
yeah.
you it's not that you throw caution to the wind. It's you don't really give a damn what happens as long as you put your balls on the line, right? But
To a degree,
that
to a degree. Yeah,
talk about a valuable lesson. Like for me, that was huge. For me, it was like, that validation we talked about, and you can't BS yourself. Like I had that
yeah,
feeling that I was hiding. Even though I don't dodge anybody in training. Anytime a black belt walks in, what do I do?
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Hey, come on,
And,
bud.
yeah. And it's funny. I had, I don't even know what it was. When was the last time does your professor compete? I go, he hasn't competed in a while. And this is when you were getting ready for, what was it, the pans? And he's getting ready to do pans. It's been a long time. And I said, but let me put it this way. I've seen some very well talked about black belts come in, and I've seen them leave.
Well, all right.
And
The point is, I don't want to go down that.
no, 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 no. And it's more, you know,
Right.
And you put, and look, I think we all, to a certain degree, will never accept how good or whatever. I don't even want to say good. I don't. It sounds bad when I'm saying it, but you're always like, I need to get better. You're always striving to get better. You're always striving to challenge yourself. And you don't have to compete to do that. You could say, you know what? I'm going to go train with this guy that I rarely train with, and he's really good.
Look,
That challenge.
for me, it was this though. It was, you know what the motivating factor for me getting back on a competition that was? When I really put myself in that headspace, I was kind of scared of it. And
Yeah.
it was just going, it had been too long since my life had something in it that was scary. Like before that, before I opened the school, I was still competing and all that stuff. And then opening an academy and doing it all on your own is kind of scary and it's challenging. And then there were a few years there where all we were doing was training really hard and that was challenging, but it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
scary anymore, you know? And
Yeah.
when people came to visit, I didn't get nervous. Like I would just, for a while, the visiting black belt thing was good enough for me. It was like,
Yeah.
let's go. And then it just got to the point where it was like, it's not it. And I knew that competing at the black belt level is a skill in itself. And I knew that I
Mm-hmm.
did not have that skill, but I kind of like that. I like that I was like out of my element. And dude, my first match, of course, was awful. I did everything I didn't want to do. My second one was not really that good, but I fought my balls off and we had a war.
Yeah.
Um, I was proud of myself when that was over. I didn't feel like a loser. I was just like, man, I put it out
Yeah.
there. My lip was bleeding. I was like exhausted. I love that, and I missed it.
Yeah.
And man, I was supposed to do. I think next weekend was going to be the New York Open. I was going to do that,
Yeah.
and I like. It's just if anybody's listening, the lesson is like nobody judges you on what happens aside from some of the douchebags up in like New York, maybe like nobody's gonna be like you didn't. What the fuck did you win? That
Yeah.
doesn't really happen. What people judge you on is your skirting of responsibility and your negative reactions to fear. But if you could be
Yeah.
like Pete, if you could be like Coach Pete, like who takes these things on with a smile and a bit too much self deprecation, like
Yeah.
you can't lose. You
Yeah.
can't like man. One of your matches, would you have a draw? You lost maybe. You did some stupid shit, right?
Where the first fight to win?
Maybe the one I couldn't go to because maybe Scar was being born or Avery was being born.
That was the I won. That was the that was I won that
When
decision.
you lost with Dez,
Dez, yeah, that
that
one.
was not you, right? That was not you.
That was I saw the I was ready to go, and then the lights hit, and I went. I puckered up. You know that that diamond would have that coal would have turned to a diamond really quick,
Yeah.
and get out there, and my lungs are full of smoke, and I'm just like, and I'm looking around. I got all these people, and you're used to when you do even the New York Opens and the IBJ, you're just somebody, unless you're like the Meows and those guys.
Even then,
You're just
so many people watching you. They can't. There's nowhere to watch.
exactly. It's you. It's Tony and Jen, and I think there was 8 of us there as a team, or 10 of us there as a team at the time. There's 10 people, and everybody else is just like looking past you to the mat behind you, where something else is going. So to go from 10 people there that you care for deeply and you want to make sure you're doing your best for them and yourself, of course, to going to, oh my God, there's 1,200 people in the old ECW arena where they used to hit each other with, trash can lids, and it's on Flow Grappling, and you're going, God, what if, Lucas Lepre's watching this and goes, look at this guy.
I'm sure
All of a sudden, you know what I mean? I'm sure
exactly what
he
happened.
couldn't wait.
Lucas was telling his wife, "Hey, he's
Wait till this guy.
done in 10 minutes. Hurry up!"
But you're sitting there going, people are watching this, and I can remember when I first started watching the Fight to Wins, and they're in this high school gyms and stuff, and I'm going, man, this is awesome. And then I'm going, wow, that's me now. I'm watching myself, or I could be out there watching myself. And it was a lot. And I remember going out there, and I was as rigid as I am. I was the Tin Man right after a rainstorm. It was bad.
Yeah, but man, my point, you're hard on yourself, right?
Oh,
We all
brutal.
know that night wasn't like you didn't do the things you're capable of, which is common in competition. It's very rare that
Yeah,
anybody can really compete the way that they're fully capable unless they do it perfectly.
yeah,
But man, the point is, like, we all knew how hard you worked to get there, and we all knew that you were shot at the end of the match. So it's not like you were holding back.
No.
Nobody thinks anything other than good things about you when you're done with that. So like the lesson would be, nobody's going to judge you for putting yourself out there. Like whether it's doing a competition or showing up to advanced Nogi and you're scared, or coming
Hmm.
to tuning into the Zoom class, or starting a podcast, or
Yeah.
putting your photographs out there, or doing anything. Like I can list a million different things from a million conversations I've had with students who are scared to do things. You know what people judge you for when you shy away from things because you're scared.
Yes.
And it,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
You have to face fear,
yeah,
no matter how minute it is. You can have fear. I don't know if I want to run across the street right now. I might get hit by a car. Well, just as a stupid way of putting it, but there's fear in everything. There's fear in life. But the moment you could face fear, you don't have to jump out of an airplane to face fear to do that. But simple things, like you said, I'm going to take these Zoom classes. I'm going to start doing these Zoom classes. I want to do this. I may look like an idiot drilling by myself or a pillow wrapped in a gi, but you know what? You're doing it. You're doing it. You're challenging yourself,
dude.
and that's a big thing.
The thing I've learned most about running a martial arts school, and something I learned from my uncle a long time ago, anyway, was with the adults. Obviously, you have a different set of challenges getting adults on the mat, but nobody. The thing that they're afraid of most is not getting dumped on their head or getting armbarred. They're afraid of looking stupid.
Looking like a fool. Exactly.
They're more afraid of not knowing how to tie their belt or where to stand before the class starts than they are of being double legged and rear naked choked. So like what does that tell you? What does that tell you? Like we got to get over that hump, that psychological hump. Way more.
Yeah.
That's way more important than getting over the physical hump of being in a really hard training session.
Yeah.
But please let me tell you, nobody is judging you for looking like an idiot. Nobody is judging you for being a novice in anything. We applaud.
You know what? There's the when you see somebody that takes the class for the first time, and you've said it before, you never know who's going to catch on. When we've been at the belt promotion, you give about that, you just never know, and then they surprise you.
Yep.
If I could take everybody and just say, just do it. You're going to surprise yourself, and you're going to all of a sudden you're going to be. You could have two left feet. It doesn't matter. You could be. I mean, Andrew Eckert's like an all-star to me. He's like a model to me. You got the guy who's doesn't have all the physical attributes. He's got some issues, but the guy goes out there, man. He's out there and he does it, and you go, that is awesome. And of course, we break his stones when he's not doing the warm up because he can't run, but
Oh no,
he challenges himself.
Andrew's a bad example. Do you know
Yeah.
why? Because Andrew is a special human being, and I don't even
Yes.
get into it right now because he deserves his own podcast. But
100%.
he right now he's up in a hospital in Brooklyn volunteering literally on the front lines, the epicenter of this epidemic globally is where he is right now. And he went up there. You know why? And I'm like, don't be an idiot, Andrew, because I don't want to be one of these guys on Jiu-Jitsu Times putting a purple belt on a casket. Like, be safe.
Yeah.
I was like, because those guys are like, and he's like, they need the help. They need the help. That's
the right reason.
Guy is. He's a bad example. He's not the type of guy
no
be worried about looking.
Yeah. I agree. And I remember when he first came in and he was like, I got to lift people around the hospital all the time. I might as well learn how to lift people that are fighting me off. And, you see that, but, and I digress. I think it was more, you see somebody that comes in, and I don't want to prop the gnome up whatsoever by any chance.
Do it.
But you get the little Italian meatball comes in, and all of a sudden he doesn't even look like people look at the video that you did on him when he was a white belt, and they go, "Who's that?" I'm like, "It's this guy." He lost an additional 50 pounds after that video, and is again one of these guys that's always on the mat, always training. He challenged himself. He did it for the right reason. He wanted his son to be able to look at him and go, "Wow, look what this guy's doing." Stuff like that is awesome. And it does. You don't have to be. You could be anybody. You could be a secretary or whatever. You come in, you challenge yourself. And you keep challenging yourself because there's days that you go, man, physically, I do not want to go in and train. I don't know, but you go in, you tape your fingers, you tape your wrists, you tape your ankles, you tape your face, you do the Travis Stevens, if tape your face up, glue your ear back on, and you go, you know what? I got 4 rounds in when I probably didn't expect to even be able to go to class, and man, that a challenge in itself, and you feel so much better.
Yeah.
And you go to bed a lot better. You wake up a lot more confident. And you feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
Those challenges day to day are incredible.
So it's like anything else. When you can accomplish, like Jordan Peterson talks about, make your bed. Like if you can start your day and make your bed, and then after that, maybe you can clean your room, and then maybe you can clean your whole house, and then maybe you can go to work and like do that report. Or it's the idea is you got to start somewhere. You got to start small. And like you started this whole thing off with high praise of me, and I really appreciate that. But you were like how I dove into all the technology and I figured it out. I've been very proactive in all those things. But here's the truth. There's a few things at play there. One is I built the school from nothing. 6 years ago. Actually, what's today's date?
Yeah.
It might be 6 years ago today.
It's almost to the day. It's no, because it was the 25th you started?
I don't even know what day it is.
I forget. It's Sunday. It's the
like the 20th,
19th or 20th.
First might have been our first night ever.
Yes.
That's when you showed up in your black E, and I was like,
No. I think it was the 23rd or 24th when I showed up in the black.
But anyway, the point is this. And my uncle, if you guys don't know, I grew up in the martial arts. My uncle is a very well-respected consultant in the martial arts business, and he's he's a special mentor, and I really lucked out. But one of the things that we were talking about when this whole craziness hit is, no matter what, I'll be okay. Do you know why? Because I know how to like start a fire, so to speak. Like I know how to. He says I know alchemy. I know how to make something from nothing. And I'm not speaking highly of myself and all that, but the truth is, we built the school from nothing. I'm not from this area. I know no one down here. We just opened the doors and did a good job. So I applied the same thing, the same logic to this online thing we're doing. Like I know what we offer is valuable, incredibly valuable. And all we have to do is figure it out as we go and be true to people and not be in it for the wrong reason, and things always work out. And guess what? Things are working out.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up, man. It's been about an hour.
Well, I just want to say one thing. I don't want anybody thinking this is like one of those QVC things where we're selling the site and selling that stuff. That was not the intention. It's our normal.
Yeah.
It's how we're training. If we didn't have this, we were doing this podcast about the training we had today, we'd be talking about the academy. It's what we have.
We believe
and what's there.
We do, man. We believe in it.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Let's see what these guys are saying. What's up, John? The Chihuahua.
The raging Chihuahua.
Rachel was talking about how she was like really scared to get onto the mat. You wore it on your face too.
Yes.
That's why I remember one time Glenn saw that and Glenn grabbed you and pulled you on. That's the kind of guys we have around,
Encouragement.
All right, man. Let's wrap it up. Thanks for talking to me. I'll talk to you again in a couple days, dude. It's been good.
Yes, sir.
If any student,
it's a good
time. Justin Highland, he built out a check-in system like an attendance system, and we put all the different virtual classes on there, from the morning jiu-jitsu movement to the morning maintenance, all the way to film study with Coach Pete and everything in between. So you guys are going to start getting credit for your classes. And it's going to be on a URL. So you literally just type in like McHugh BJJ check-in, boop. You got to make that noise too. You have to go boop for it to work.
Boop. I got to work on that.
It's going to be all good. So a lot of good things in the mix. Pete, have a good dude.
Yeah. Oh, Tuesday we're going to do another Zoom call. Maybe we'll somebody brought up the Mackenzie Dern versus Gabby Garcia at the what was it, the Abu Dhabi's, I think it was.
That was a good
so we'll break that down, and if anybody has any suggestions of what they, or if they want to see somebody, we'll break some stuff down. We'll have fun. We'll keep that community going. It's all fun. Thanks, Professor.
Got it, man. Take it.
Awesome. I'll talk to you soon.